Yeah. Definitely.
I know, well, yeah. We're not sure about that.
Agenda, direction, what the agendas?
I just want to make sure that nothing's changed. Thank you. And I needed to get, yeah.
This is the court report, is that what this is? This one, because they, because the fine they bring in. I will open this, what is this? Did you open it yet? It's, I didn't, but I think it's from, I think it's like the court telling us how many people are fined. It's real confusing. It's not sitting right there. Yeah, that. Oh, I did. That's. You just open it. Oh, sure.
Ellie, are you ready? You all set up? Good evening, everybody. The city council meeting of April the 6th, 2026. The time is 7:02. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Will the clerk please call roll?
Mrs. Weiser. Mr. King.
Here.
Mr. Sacks.
Here.
Mr. Rod.
Here.
Ms. Marshall. Here. Mr. Wiseman.
Here.
Mr. Stokes.
Present.
For all those who are able, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. First item is the police department promotions and swearing in. We have 3 promotions this evening. We're gonna, I guess, call them individually then, correct? The first individual is Mark Ambronio. He's being promoted to lieutenant and he will take the swearing in. The mayor will read you the oath.
As well as the regulations of the Division of Police. Thereof, to the best of my ability. in my position as lieutenant for so long as I may hold such position. So help me God.
Next up, we have Adam Lightly, who's being promoted to sergeant.
Heights, as well as the regulations of the Division of Police thereof to the best of my ability. My position as sergeant for so long as I may hold such position. So help me God. Congratulations.
And then lastly, we have Josh Stanton, who's being promoted to sergeant.
Jeff Stanton. Swear to support and laws of the United States of America. The Constitution and laws of the state of Ohio. And the charter and ordinances of the city of University Heights. As well as the regulations of the Division of Police. Thereof to the best of my ability. In my position as sergeant. For so long as I may hold such position. For so long.
So long as I may hold such position.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, everybody. Next on the agenda is the reading and disposal of the journal. There are minutes from the previous meeting, which was on March 16th, 2026. Is there any comments on the minutes? Any changes? If not, is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Sacks, seconded by Mr. King. Any discussion on the motion?
It was Stokes.
Sorry. Sorry. Thank you. Um, Yes,
There are a couple of spelling.
Spelling?
Like names, but I think you got them. Okay,
you,
thanks.
you sent them in?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks,
Aye.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman,
Aye.
Mr. Stokes,
Aye.
Next up is additions and removals from the agenda or referrals to committee. Not aware of any. Anybody have any additions or removals? If not, we will move on to comments from the audience. Any of those in the audience that would like to address our council and community this evening may do so by coming forward to the podium, stating your name and address for the record. You are limited to 5 minutes at most, and I do keep track. So without any further ado, please come forward if you have any comments.
Thank y'all for the work that y'all do. My name is Harry Shapiro. I live at 4492 Groveland Road. I am commenting about the proposed changes in chapter 880, the food truck ordinance. There are a few things that I'd like to point out. As the changes have been coming, I noticed that y'all are changing the department that would be handling the permitting process and everything to the fire department from the service department. I'm under the assumption that because so much of the regulations of the truck have to do with fire safety, the propane, the electrical wiring and everything, that is why, because they handle the inspection. I do not know if the council is aware, but South Euclid, multiple times a year holds a mobile food unit free inspection program that the city of University Heights is a member of the 20 cities that do it. They do it absolutely free. It seems to be covering everything the fire department would be doing in terms of those inspections. The required forms, the food licenses, the LP tank certifications, everything. And I just did not know if y'all were aware of that, and they do that free. Which means that most people that have a food truck or trailer are probably going to go there, then pay the $75 fee to go to our fire department to have them do it, because it's just another cost incurred. There are a few things that I'd like to bring up with the actual regulations. One of them being, I don't know if everyone is aware how most food trucks work. It's not a thing where they show up 3 times a year at the Walt and sell food and get a permit to do that, and that's it. It is a day in and day out job, usually 5 or 6 days a week. As the regulation reads now, a permit is required every time the truck would to come into the city. So if you have a food truck that, say, wants to put John Carroll on their schedule, and if John Carroll was agreeable, or park their truck behind JFX for the community to come to on a weekly basis, every week a permit must be filled out according to the way things read here. Must be filled out, and that is under F, under the permit, which says basically a mobile food retail establishment must obtain a permit and pay the required permit fee each time it operates in the city. That's very onerous. I have standing in this because I'm actually working with someone right now that we're looking to turn they have a 25-foot food trailer. We're looking to turn it kosher, and we want to be able to operate in University Heights as well as Beechwood, Shaker, and Cleveland Heights. So I'm going through the regulations of all 4 cities, and these are just some things that are coming out glaringly. Another thing that it states is that, according to the regulation, you may not leave the food truck or trailer unattended. And it leaves it at that unattended, which means that if it's parked in my driveway, I can't go to the grocery store. I would like to see the wording changed that it cannot leave it unattended while in operation. That's a big difference than not being able to walk away from your food truck wherever you park it. also, sorry, I'm a little nervous, it's been a while since I've been up here. I do have a question as to the efficacy of the fire department, being the one that checks on whether everyone is up on their payroll taxes and their city taxes and everything. Permits, I understand, but when you start getting into who's paid all of their taxes, and this would need to be done every time you put in a permit, which would be twice a week. Who has paid all the taxes? I just think that something needs to be looked into here because while the stated goal of this, Ms. Marshall, is to streamline the process and everything, I saw where that was the stated goal. It seems to be making this more onerous on the vendors who actually operate food trucks for a living and not as a hobby. I mean, I'm working out a plan where we would have a 2-week run or a 1-week run, depending on where we park. And I would be in the same spot every week on the same day or every 2 weeks on the same day. And to have to fill out permits every single time, I think maybe the regulation needs to be looked at before it hits the last reading as in voted upon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to address the council this evening? Please come forward, state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Micah Meliscus, 2592 University Boulevard. I just wanted to get up and thank council today. At the end of last year, the Sustainability Committee under Mayor Brennan was dissolved with the promise from council that this would ultimately be convened as a subcommittee under council. And so I see it on the agenda tonight. So I just appreciate that you guys are getting that work done. I also got messages from several members of the former Sustainability Committee that have expressed their interest in being nominated to the new iteration, however that comes about. So, I hope that you will keep the former members in mind when you're looking to make those nominations. Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Lenny Rizzo. I'm with Labor's Local 860. We represent the Service Department for the City of University Heights. I'm here in behalf of a follow-up on the Kerwin Yard waste removal from a private contractor that was subbed out according to the city's findings. How this became to us was we had a meeting on the 18th of February with Mr. Pennington and Mike Esposito. And it was told to us the intent that they were going to subcontract this work out to haul the project to an offsite position. And the price that they received was $39,500. The reason for that notification is because it's considered to be in the bargaining unit's work that has been performed in the last all the years that we've been here. So our local steward and myself took the liberty to put together a proposal to the city council and the mayor of how we can do it cheaper in-house. Was any of the council people given a proposal on this particular matter? Yes, no? Would you like a copy?
If you could give it to the clerk, please.
Sure.
Oh. But if it's more than one, I want to see it. Can I ask if you gave her more than one? Did you give her more than one copy or just one
There's
copy?
7 copies of it.
Okay.
Okay, so in our proposal, what we came up with, the proposal that the city got from an outside contractor was $39,500. Okay, and after the findings that we put together, John and I, we came up with a proposal of $27,500. This would yield the savings of the city $12,000 if it was done in-house. So the service workers, we got together and I got their commitment that they can get this done on time, on budget. But to our findings, we don't think we were considered in this matter to give a proposal to get it done in-house. I can tell you this, from the past administration, we had the same situation that they outsourced the work to a private contractor. We filed a grievance and the arbitrator ruled in our favor. And right now we have a grievance following this particular contract. So I would like city council to look over the proposal. And if they have any questions, they can address them to me.
Is that all, Mr. Rizzo?
Sorry?
Is that all of your remarks? at
Yeah,
the
I
time?
think if you have any questions.
Okay.
What is the city's position right now with this contract?
So this isn't really a back and forth. This is just your time to address the council.
Okay,
And if you want, somebody can talk to you offline, but at this moment, but this isn't the forum back and forth.
okay, thank you.
But I appreciate you coming before
Thanks.
us. Is there anybody else tonight that would like to address the council? Okay, if not, we're going to move on to reports and communication from the mayor and taking of action thereon.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. The city had its first Easter egg hunt, which was a phenomenal success. It was even written up in Cleveland.com. And during my administration, this will become an annual event. On March 17th, I gave my first State of the City address, not just stating my vision for the city, but thanking the team at University Heights. The city is only successful because of our employees. Our communications coordinator, Renee Kraus, held her first senior committee. Many residents offered to volunteer for this committee and fantastic ideas originated. Additionally, the first senior spotlight e-blast was sent out. This will be a quarterly email to all seniors in our city. You might have noticed the pinwheel canopy on our front lawn. The Child Advocacy Center dealing with child abuse asks for cities to display pinwheels every April. The pinwheel is a symbol of hope and resilience. The first mosaic was delivered to mailboxes in mid-March. It details the summer programming as well as resident highlights. One of the events that I am proud of is our first series of inclusive swim evenings at the pool. 2 evenings for our residents with special needs will be held on July 9th and August 6th, beginning at 5 p.m. I believe that we are actually the first in the area to hold such evenings. I also just want to address Mr. Shapiro, a few things. We will discuss it on the council agenda, but permits are actually only once a year. All of our food trucks that want to come to University Heights were sent emails to go to South Euclid, or actually the city of Cleveland also has free permitting, but that is for the Board of Health. It's not for permitting for the actual city. So most cities have a separate permit to be able to actually work in the city. So that they're 2 separate things there. I do hear your other things, and I hope that city council will discuss those other issues during the agenda. So thank you.
Thank you. Next up is reports and communication from the city of council and taking of action thereon. I do not have a report. Is there anybody on the council that does have a report this evening? All right, we will move on to reports and communications from the director, starting with the finance director. Do you have a report?
No report, sir.
How about our law director?
Report, Vice Mayor.
Police chief just came back in. Do you have a report this evening? You? How about from our fire chief? Service director, Mr. Pennington?
Hi, good evening, council. Just wanted to give an update on the pool. We have found that there is a delay in the receipt of the sand filter tanks. However, at this time, if they are delivered with the 1-month delay that we're expecting, we still will be able to get the pool open on time. But I did want to bring council to be aware of that situation. In regards to other things that were discussed here tonight, I will not discuss active grievances within a council meeting. So I will talk to any of you that want to talk about that issue privately, but I will not do so in this meeting. That concludes my report.
Question for the service?
Yeah, I
director?
do have a question, because that's confusing to me, because I would like to ask about that, why we didn't receive that information for council. before we made a decision and voted on something. Because I wasn't aware of any of this. I don't know if anybody else was, but I wasn't aware of any of this. So why wasn't this brought to council when the whole proposal was brought to us for the 39,000?
This is an executive session. to,
Yes,
uh,
I was about to ask, can we go to it?
Yes.
Oh, well, I would like an executive session then.
Second, or you have to.
Okay, I like the motion. for-
Yeah, why don't we do it at the,
Gotcha. When we get down.
well, we're not voting on that tonight because that's already done. So would you be okay with voting on that while we recognize that agenda item for executive session towards the end of the meeting?
Oh, Q, no, not Q.
What's the question? What do you
They have an
have?
executive.
He's asking if you're okay if we do executive session at the end of the meeting instead of right now.
Oh,
When it comes up on the.
On the agenda.
When it comes on the
Again.
agenda.
Yeah, so everybody is gonna be in that executive session?
Yeah.
Because the question I have is for the, service director.
Can we subpoena him?
No, the service director can be invited in the executive
You're
session.
Okay.
Union members will not.
Okay,
So that's letter Q then. You're okay with
Mhm.
keeping it as letter Q?
sure.
Okay. Just stick around, please. Thank you. Next up is building and housing. Is there a report this evening? From building and housing? Okay, and then the housing department?
Hello, everyone. Danielle Rashid for Housing for University Heights. I did send you reports and I hope that you receive reports from our admin. And I just wanted to point out that we are developing more processes to make sure we identify people that need to register for rentals in our city. I also have my business card available now if anyone would need one, and anyone in the public would like to have one. I also wanted to say that we are developing better processes to capture the data the way it needs to be exported so that when we're looking for it, the language is similar in most of the code cases, in all of the code cases, and the complaints for it are in code enforcement. And I think that was it. Our first quarter, we identified that our point of sale registration, we were able to collect $18,500 so far. And I believe that that is it. If there are no questions or anybody has any questions. No? Okay,
All right, thank you.
again, thank you so much.
Next up, city engineer, Ms. Mockbee.
good evening. I just wanted to touch base with everybody, just kind of bring you up to date. Since we're into spring season, construction season has started. So as you probably know, there are two gas projects going on in the city, one on the east side, one on the west side of town. The Ashurst-Silsbee gas replacement project is supposed to be completed by April 30th. That's the gas work. But I've been in contact with Enbridge quite a few times because I have been receiving a lot of complaints from residents. So one of the stumbling blocks is the fact that they won't start final restoration until all of their hookups, each individual house is hooked up and has a new gas service. So there's always, they told me there's always some holdouts that they're working at, trying to get those residents on board with the final construction part of the project before the restoration part will begin. I mean, I do go back and forth with Enbridge to tell them of like safety hazards, any holes or any, I know there's a lot of sidewalk that's missing. So they're struggling with their contractor and hopefully we're in the final month or two of the project. So I just wanted to pass that on to everyone. And then the other gas project that has started is the Silsbee South Belvoir in Groveland project. So they still are in the early stages of that project. It's a gas main replacement, and then all those houses would get new gas services. That project, it started about a month ago, and they said it's going to last about 5 months. And then in my department and in-house engineering projects, the North Cliff Water Main project started last Monday, and the contractor on that one is Cat's Construction. So, first weekend, and they've made some progress. They're setting up their temporary water. Once they get that temporary water tested and okayed by Cleveland Water, then they'll start putting the new water main in the ground. That one's supposed to be a quick project, 45 days. So we'll see. And then we're working on the street repair program. I hope to get that out to bid a little bit later this month. And on Friday, we have the pavement marking program opening. So we've had 3 or 4 different companies who've requested plans. So that brings you up to date on engineering.
Switzer, you have a question?
Yeah, I hate to do it, but actually, this is a question for Mr. Bryan. I noticed and I directed some residents to contact you via email with
Mhm.
pictures of a hole.
Oh, yeah.
And on these physical holes that are there, if this subcontractor is not getting to do a fill or something, these are on the sidewalk. Mr. Bryan, who's going to be legally responsible if someone is injured?
The contractor, once we're notified of the problem, I think we would be responsible for trying to get the contractor to fix it, and if not, doing something to cover it up so it's safe for.
So this might be since you sort of said that Enbridge is having problems with these subcontractors, is there anything legally that we can do if we have a subcontractor working in our city that is not cooperating to actually address safety issues that we obviously can see?
Right, we should contact them in writing and advise them what they need to do. Quickly.
So you might want to work with Mr. Bryan on some of those, especially if those holes remain.
Yeah, I think the police department they started putting cones in some of those holes. So,
Yeah, I know that, but kids
Yeah,
take the cones out and then it becomes a problem again. And Enbridge is going to get the work done at the best possible price for Enbridge. It seems to me the city of Universities Heights' responsibility is ensuring that if the subcontractor is not acting, that there has to be something legally we can do to motivate them or give them a wonderful letter from the law director that is the equivalent of a kick in the butt.
Yeah, I think, I understand that they want to do the repairs all at one time, but they need to put a plate or something over a hole until that could be done. That should be done.
Okay. So if you two work together, I think that would be helpful.
yeah, I also had gotten a number of complaints from the arborist. So we did get a lot of the trees protected along the way, but that also.
Yeah,
caused
so
a number-
So
a number
that's
of-
what the screening is around the
Yeah.
trees. Yeah, residents have been asking about that as
So,
well.
that was, took a few notifications to tell them to do that work. So I'll
Okay.
just try to stay on top of, I'll stay in contact with Enbridge so that they can stay on top of their contractor. And then
Let me
we
know what
could
help you need.
draft a letter if you want to draft a letter.
Sure.
Sure.
Mr. Stokes, you have a question?
I just want some clarity on how it's going to end up. So are we drafting a letter? Because you're saying sure, is that yes, we're drafting a letter? Or are you just gonna reach out to them?
Well, I think both. I think I'll start with Enbridge, the project manager, and I'll call him tomorrow. I've been emailing him, so I'll call him tomorrow and have a conversation with him. And then the next step would be to follow up with a letter.
So you're gonna call him? And
Yeah.
if he says yes, then you're not gonna follow up with a letter?
Well,
Or is the letter automatically gonna be followed up?
we could still draft a letter and But, you know, a phone call will help too.
Thank you. Any other questions for the city engineer? Thank you, Ms. Matthews.
You're welcome.
Communications, I don't see Ms. Kraus here. Did we have a report?
Yeah, no, there was a death in the family, so she,
Okay, but no report.
no report.
Okay. All right, next up is reading disposition of ordinances, resolutions, motions, and consideration of agenda items. We're starting with agenda item A, which is a motion to approve entering into the contract with North Coast Lawnscapes for the 2026 lawn abatement program in the following amounts. High grass nuisance abatement, $40 per property, shrub trimming, $55 per hour, leaf cleanup, $55 per hour, and debris removal at $55 per hour. Who, Mayor, are you going to speak to this one?
I could
Does
have,
that come from building and housing?
I mean, Mr. Bartley, would you like to? I can say this is welcome relief from last year. So it was, because of Mr. Bartley sent on time. We had multiple bids and I'll let him
Right.
continue.
All right, so, yeah, through clerk, we sent out an request for price. We got the bids from 3 different contractor. I like this contractor particularly because the bandwidth that they can handle, the amount of equipment they have, the type of equipment. I really feel that they'll get the job done.
Questions, comments? Is there a motion to approve entering into the contract?
So move.
Motion by Ms. Marshall, seconded by Ms. Sachs. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk, Mr. Wiseman?
Yeah, so, the charge here is $55 per hour to do leaf cleanup. And this is something that we're gonna charge residents for, right? And then go after them at that point. But, I mean, from what I can tell, the city doesn't do leaf cleanup. I mean, it's sort of facetious, but there are, I'm gonna guess, 30 or 40% of the tree lawns in my neighborhood that still have leaves from last fall. And now I understand that the service department was sort of constrained by the weather and didn't get to that stuff. But I mean, it's sort of a hard sell to tell certain residents that we're gonna pay somebody to abate their leaf problems. Like where are these leaves gonna be that we're gonna charge residents $55 per hour? On the tree lawns, the people who put them up on last fall, or where are they getting these
I
leaves?
think the intention was in the yard, not the tree lawn, not to go out for service to pick up. These are people who have neglected their yard for a period of time. Am I right?
Yes, we've received a violation notice and, instructed to cut their grass and they don't. So we send the contractor out to abate that.
But Mr. Bartley, I think it would be a very rare circumstance, right? I don't even know if we ever cited somebody it would have to be pretty extreme, right?
For-
To have somebody abate leaves and.
Yeah,
on
the
these
leaves,
yards.
you mean on the front lawn? I mean, the front tree lawn? Yeah, no.
I mean, it would have to be something that's like giant pile, some of it's blowing in other people's yards, and it's a huge problem.
But
I mean,
these,
I'm not personally
I think I
aware
could
of
answer
anybody that's
yours.
been cited.
these properties are they'll be violated first, and then you go out, and then the abatement starts
Correct.
after that. How many violations do they get before we do the abatement?
I don't have that information.
I do.
For grass, one, right?
I can,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I
I
mean,
can,
I think it's
probably
70.
help on some of this. The shrubs, leaf and debris removal generally are for vacant properties or properties that have really, really overgrown. And if I remember correctly, when I talked to housing in the past, they are only concerned with those properties on that. High grass is a tag, and if not done by the time the tag says you have to have the grass cut, that's when the subcontractor comes through, because they get a list from the city. But high grass, I think, is the one that
Right.
is done 99% of the time. The 1% that covers the rest of this is for vacant homes, and really truly problem properties.
And it's 72 hours
Okay,
once it's tagged.
And I,
thank you.
Go ahead, Ms.
I
Marshall.
can't imagine like right now, the condition our city is in. I myself have made several phone calls about my leave, the fall and now. So I can't imagine right now that will be an issue, where we would be receiving, or any resident will be receiving violations about leaves when the service department says that they're behind on doing leaves.
Right.
Well,
No,
so,
yeah, that's.
because
not
I would have a
something we
problem
do.
with that myself.
Right.
Any other questions? If not, there is a motion and a second on the floor. Will the Clerk, please call roll.
Ms. Weiser,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Sacks,
Aye.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Mr. Marshall,
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman,
Aye.
Mr. Stokes.
Aye.
Thank you. Item B, motion to approve change order to DRS for the Silsbee Water Main Replacement Project in the amount of $1,760.32. The original contract amount was $194,220.70, and the final amount was $195,981.02. Very exact.
Very exact.
I'm trying to do the final closeout. Can't do the
Okay.
final closeout till I can do the final payment, which we came in a little bit over, but part of, so this problem or this project's been around for a little while. Due to weather, it got pushed from fall of 24 to spring of 25. And then they did do the water main replacement. And as they were finishing up the water main replacement, there was a water main break that was only about 3 or 4 feet away from the limits of what they put in new. So Cleveland Water asked the contractor, DRS, to go ahead and make that repair and bill it to this project. So I do have documentation between Cleveland Water, Mayor Brennan at the time also approved it. And, myself saying that Cleveland Water would pay for this extra. I thought my budget was going to be tight and it came in just over. So when I do the final reconciliation, I'm going to ask for Cleveland Water to reimburse us that extra money. And I'm hoping that my documentation that I have proves that they do owe us that a little bit over $1,700. So. Anybody?
Good enough. Any questions, comments? I appreciate you trying to get this reimbursed. It's
Mhm.
terrific. There's no comment. I'll make a motion to approve the change order to DRS for the Silsbee Water Main Replacement Project in an amount not to exceed $1,760.32.
Seconded.
Seconded by Mr. King. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Sacks.
Aye.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall,
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman.
Aye.
Mr. Stokes.
Aye.
Letter C, this is ordinance 2026-26, amending section 88002 of the city codified ordinances related to permits and fees for mobile retail food establishments / food trucks. This is being presented on second reading tonight. Mr. Perko, you have the floor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Yes, this was pushed out of the Safety Committee and here before you tonight for some changes to bring the entire permitting process for the food trucks in-house to fire prevention.
I do have one question. Resident Mr. Shapiro had spoke about leaving the food truck unattended. I didn't see anything in here about that. Did I miss that somewhere about?
I had a hard time hearing the comments, so I wasn't.
I think the comment was that in the language that the vehicle cannot be left unattended. And there was a preference to say not left unattended while in operation. So I just did a word search and I didn't see the word unattended, but perhaps a synonym was used. I don't remember us talking.
I didn't see anything like that either.
Yeah, I don't recall that being in here.
Because I would agree with that change if that was something that was in here.
Yeah, and if I could, according to Mr. Shapiro's comments, it was amended in section B8 to account for the South Euclid inspection rally and the Cleveland rallies where it says, compliant, will accept a compliant inspection report for the current calendar year from another Cuyahoga County Fire Department designated by the city is able to provide reciprocal mobile retail food establishment inspections. So we specifically added that in. And as Mayor Weiss said, the intent is to file for one permit a year. There is still a requirement that you have to pay $10 a day in operations. And I think the idea, if you're in continuous operation on the application, you would file and say, we're planning on operating, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at this location for this amount of time.
And the city did participate in the regional food truck inspection event.
So can I ask the resident to show us where he read this? Because I don't
No.
see it either.
It's here. If,
He's
the
holding
clerk's
it.
gonna. Miss,
Ms. Thomas, would you grab that from the resident? He keeps lifting it up. I don't know. Nothing.
No, go on.
Fire chief got it.
Well, I have another
Yeah,
question.
go
while
ahead.
we're Trying to find that section. So he said, the resident, Mr. Stewart said, he was referring to what is that, subsection F. At the end, it says, pay the required fee each time it operates in the city. But a mobile food establishment shall be required to obtain a permit and pay the fee each time it operates within the city. Our intention certainly is not to get them to file a new application every time. It's $10 that we want them to pay, right? So,
Correct.
I probably a little bit of wordsmithing
Right.
with,
Yeah, I think if we strike, to obtain a permit, redact that, she'll be required to pay the required permit fee. Or maybe change permit to daily operation fee.
you just take out to obtain a permit
Right.
and say required to pay the required fee each time it operates. I think that would,
Yeah, required, I would say daily permit fee,
But do they have to pay the permit fee once
daily.
in the year?
oh no, it
Take
would
the
be the
word
$10. So the
permit.
permit fee is 70, good point.
You
The
take
permit
permit
fees,
out.
permit
but
fee's
where is the-
$75, right?
Right.
Now, the 75 is the inspection fee.
That's an
right?
inspection fee. That's not the permit fee.
So if they don't need an inspection, let's see, where's,
But do they need a permit to operate in the city?
yes, they
Yes.
do.
Okay, so they
$10
have to
a day.
pay one permit fee to the city each year, which would be a yearly permit. And if we're going to strike this out, all this reads is a mobile retail food establishment shall be obligated to fill out an application and provide the required information at least once each calendar year. And then it talks about keeping it on file. But then where it gets a mobile shall be required to obtain a yearly permit fee, a yearly permit and pay the fee. Mr. Bryan, shouldn't we have yearly permit?
Yeah, let me just read it again. I think that would do it.
In that-
I mean,
So the only fees mentioned are the $75 inspection fee to the fire department and
Right, and the
$10
$10
per
daily.
day. It says it's called an application fee, but I
Yeah.
don't think
Is
that's
that an application?
really an application fee.
Right, I don't see a permit,
There's no permit, there's no separate permit fee.
Right.
even though that wording is there.
To obtain a yearly permit and pay the required daily operation fee set forth at the.
None.
Mhm.
So if the truck is just there one day a year, they have to pay the $75 inspection fee and the $10,
A day.
whatever that fee is called, $10
Well,
per
the-
day.
I don't think so, because I think the $75 is for the inspection.
But you can get the.
I'm not talking about they're out of pocket.
Well,
They're total out of pocket
But
would be
you
the
don't
70.
need if you have a free inspection from South.
Oh, you have to pay the
Cleveland, you
75
don't
bucks.
have to
yeah,
pay
you
that.
don't have to
Got
pay that.
Or they have to.
But is it a $10 per day fee that they have to pay?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Unless
And
it's
that-
on city property or city sponsored.
or a city.
and that
sponsored.
should reference section B10.
Right. And that's, I was just gonna say that, yes.
Okay, Mr. Stokes, you have your hand up.
I do. I have a question about the $10 per day fee. Is this is this standard for most cities that you pay per day?
Well, I think part of it, it covers the administrative fee and people aren't paying, I don't think we're expecting people to pay employment taxes. You know, because they're not required to unless you're here for over, what is it, 25 days, 21 days? So if you're only in the city and it's consecutive too, right? It's not consecutive, okay.
On an annual basis.
So if you're not working in the city more than 21 days, you don't have to pay employment taxes for whoever's working on the food cart truck that's getting wages. So it's sort of meant to compensate the city for people working, making money in the city that
I
are
get
paying
it.
taxes.
My second question is, I only see food trucks during sanctioned events. So I don't necessarily see them all the time in University Heights. So, do we have like someone who might set up at John Carroll? Like on a daily basis, because that becomes expensive for them. But then they would have to pay the $10 fee and they have to pay the taxes if they stay after the 25 days.
If they
So do
do,
we-
but they would also need permission from John Carroll to operate on their property too.
Okay. Get that.
That's
Are you asking, how would you know who is
Yeah, so
keeping track of
Right.
this? Who's?
who's keeping track per day of who's in the city with food trucks?
Well, if you're gonna have to tell us in your application for your permit when you're gonna be here, and if you don't know, you're gonna have to supplement it. I was here so many days, and here's my $10 per day.
Oh, so now we're playing the honesty system.
Yes.
Oh, dear.
Mr. Perko, did you want to say something?
I was just gonna comment that this language regarding the $10 per day is not new. This was in the original ordinance.
Right.
Yeah. Ms. Weiser, you have your hand up.
Perhaps we should refer this back to safety, the safety committee.
More discussion.
Is that a
Is
motion?
this something that absolutely has to be done tonight, chief?
It's the second.
We still can refer it to,
Or the other
Safety.
option is if we want to just make the changes, put it on the agenda for the council meeting, next council meeting. But up to you, up to. the
I'm still
council.
confused on whether we're charging $10 per day.
Yes.
Even though now what we're finding is we've always charged $10 per day.
Unless it's a city sponsored event or on city property.
Mayor, did you want to comment on that?
The only reason if we can make any adjustments to make it clearer tonight is because all of the summer events are starting right now. So to me, if we change the wording, we know that the $75 is they can go and get a free permit through South Euclid or for Cleveland,
Yeah.
or inspection done. It's $10 per day. Everything that we know is a city sponsored event. So they're not paying anything. It's in a situation like maybe Mr. Stokes said, where any food truck that is a business that has gone through the permitting process through either South Euclid or for the city of Cleveland knows they have to register in the city. So I would assume that they would come to the city. There's no way for us unless we are driving around and say, oh, there's a food truck and somebody calls us.
Go ahead, Ms. Stacks.
Thank you. So the coffee truck that comes to the Walt every week, is that
They're out of
a food
business.
truck? Oh,
It's city property.
too many.
It's on city.
No.
I don't
There's
know.
a coffee
On
truck.
city property, but
Not
it's
an-
not.
There was, they're no
Uh-huh.
longer,
Business. Oh,
they're no longer there.
$10 a day fee.
Okay,
Sorry.
Mr. King, you have your hand up.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. So we're clearly trying to separate the $10 fee from the permit process. What I'm not clear about is when and how do they pay the $10 fee? Do we have some web portal that they'll go into, or do they have to pay the $10 fee before they operate on any particular day? I'm wondering if we need to clear up the language in there at all. It's fairly ambiguous on when and how the fee is and to whom the fee is paid.
Well, how are they paying now?
Currently, it goes through the building department and the fire department just handles the inspection, safety inspection component. With the proposed ordinance to bring it in-house, that was the main change in this, as our new record management software has the ability where we could take the application in-house, create the permit in our program, collect the fee. We do have one of the city credit card machines for all the other fees and permits we issue. And then upon receipt of payment, issue them that permit.
Didn't answer your question.
Okay.
Maybe,
now-
yeah, I just don't know when.
Well,
Yeah.
you said issue them that permit, and it's a $10 a day fee. It's only a once a year permit, but it sounds, chief, like you're issuing a permit per day, which gets us back to what the original residents brought to us at the beginning. It may be the wordage that is the issue. I would think you're not issuing them a permit each day. You're either giving them a validation or a registration for that day to operate.
Correct.
Yeah, we've had a deal with this in building and housing on some other issues. So it may be semantical.
The days that they would want to work within the city would be in the application process. And then we would be granting or permitting those days or not.
Do not, there's a permit, one permit, right?
Correct.
Okay, now when you said that, then we'd be granting a permit. You are now indicating if they wanted to do 5 days at John Carroll, you would be doing 5 individual permits at John Carroll, which is not what you're actually trying to do. You're saying there's one permit to operate in the city of University Heights, period.
The permit would be to operate in that instance for those 5 days at the cost associated with it, if there is one.
May I suggest that we table this now and have it at the next council meeting, and the law director can take this back to the doctor, and then we can look at it then. That way we don't lose time sending it back to committee. Obviously, it's not ready now. Everybody has 3 different questions about this, so.
Is that a motion?
At least I want to pass this. I'm sure everybody else does.
Is
We
that
just
a
want it to
motion?
be, I'm sorry?
Make a motion. I'll
It's going to be
second
a
it.
motion. I think we all just want it to be clear.
Seconded.
All right, so there's a motion to table this to the next council meeting. Sounds like it's coming from Mr. Stokes. He said so moved, seconded by Ms. Weiser. Any discussion on the motion?
I think I understand what everyone wants.
Okay, so we're gonna take a roll for the motion to table.
Weiser,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks.
Hi.
Mr. Rack,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall. Aye. Mr. Wiseman.
Aye.
Mr. Stokes.
Okay, so the matter is tabled till the next meeting. Item D. This is ordinance 2026-27, amending sections 1476.01, 1496.01 of the city codified ordinances to require the full payment of city fire department inspection and permit fees prior to the issuance of city multifamily and commercial occupancy permits. This is being read tonight on second reading. Mr. Perko, you have the floor.
Thank you. This is similar to the next ordinance we're going to look at, in which we did already approve back in 2019 that all violations needed to be paid in full. On this particular ordinance, for the certificate of big business occupancy, we're ensuring that not only are the fire code violations corrected, but that all fees are paid in full.
And this was discussed at the last meeting as well as the safety committee meeting. Is there any other additional questions or comments on this agenda item? Mr. Wiseman?
So am I reading, is this just multifamily homes and businesses, but not apartment buildings?
Multifamily.
So where it says. Multifamily dwelling is not just a double house, that includes apartment buildings.
Mhm.
Yep. Mr. Grind.
You good with that?
I think he's
I
waiting.
mean, is that the intent? Just,
For the fire department would be anything that's a three-family or more.
well, I'm guessing the code defines those multifamily dwelling differently from an apartment building.
And our zoning code does. No, an apartment building is a multifamily. Okay, hold on a second. A duplex isn't, you could say it's apartment, but it's a two-family dwelling.
And the reason is the fire department doesn't have jurisdiction to do those inspections for single family and duplexes.
So currently we have single family, two family and multifamily in our zoning.
So an apartment building, to your understanding, is covered in this?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve?
So move.
Motion by Ms. Weiser. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Ms. Marshall. Any discussion on the motion? Now will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rott?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Okay, item E, ordinance 2026-28, amending section 1620.05 of the city codified ordinances to require the full payment of the city fire department inspection and permit fees prior to the issuance of city commercial occupancy permits is being read on second reading tonight.
This is for commercial buildings. We already had language in here that all violations needed to be corrected before the commissioner issued that occupancy permit. We are just adding that also the permit fees would be paid in full.
Questions for the fire chief? Not, is there a motion to approve? Also move. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Councilperson Sacks. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rott?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Aye. And letter F, ordinance 2026-30, amending sections 280.02 of the city codified ordinances to modify the composition of the board of directors of the University Heights City Beautiful Corporation, also known as the CIC. This is being read tonight on second reading. It's being introduced by the mayor and myself. We discussed this at the last meeting. This is basically changing the board structure of the CIC to reflect the current departments of the city, since we no longer have an economic development director. That person has been replaced. It also includes a city business owner this time, appointed by the mayor and confirmed by council. Is there any comment or questions on this agenda item? And this was also addressed in the CIC meeting as well. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Okay, motion by Ms. Sacks, seconded by Ms. Weiser. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rott?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Aye. Okay, letter G, ordinance 2026-31, amending section 220.11 of the city codified ordinances to correct an inadvertent error and conform section 220.11 with the order of business in which council meetings are currently being transacted. This is being read tonight on emergency. Sponsors are the mayor and vice mayor. Basically, we're going to, we're proposing that we include in this ordinance the current structure of the meetings in which reports and communications of the directors are read before the agenda items. in years past, the directors read their reports at the very end of the meeting and they had to wait sometimes until 10 or 11, 12 o'clock to read their report. And at some point we had moved that up so that it was before the agenda items so that they could read their reports first. This is to codify that and make it official. And Ms. Weiser had found that in our,
Yes,
So,
I did,
thank you
didn't
for-
I? Yes, I did.
thank you for finding that. Is there any discussion on this? I think this is a fair way to represent our meetings for the directors.
So we've been doing it wrong for all these years.
Well, I
No,
think
no,
that
no, it's
the issue was it was changed and then there was another ordinance amending the same section that didn't include the earlier change from earlier in the year and it got
Okay.
kind of lost in the,
I was gonna say, I do remember voting on this once before.
it was approved in, I think it was
Agree.
March of that year and then in October and November, there was another amendment to that section and it didn't reflect the previous.
Yeah,
change.
it's the clean. It happens.
So
It
moved.
happens sometimes.
There's a motion by Mr. Stokes to approve. I'm sorry, is this, well, first, are you making a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved to suspend.
There's a motion to suspend the rules by Mr. Stokes. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Sacks. Will the clerk please call roll to suspend the rules?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Aye.
And is there a motion to approve ordinance 2026-31 on emergency?
So move.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Weiser, seconded by Mr. Stokes. Any discussion on the motion? Not, will the clerk please call roll? This is on emergency.
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mr. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Aye.
Letter H, ordinance 2026-32, amending section 220.10 of the city codified ordinances related to council committees to establish the Sustainability Subcommittee as a subcommittee of the Council Community Outreach Committee. This is being read tonight on first reading. And the sponsors are the mayor and the vice mayor. I'll just, by introducing this, mention that I spoke with Mr. King about the committee and we had discussed this at the retreat, including a sustainability component. And we did through every committee, talked about what we want to accomplish. And one of the items in the committee was the series of discovery, which is going to most likely be led by the administration. This frees up that committee. I had reached out to Mr. King to see if he was interested in including this in his committee, and I think it's accepted. And I think this is a special interest to him. And so this is being read tonight, first reading, to include that in the committee. Mr. King, did you want to add anything to that discussion?
Well, I just had a couple questions about the text of the ordinance. I just thought that this is a bit different than some of the other committees and commissions that we've been tweaking the rules to recently. The nominations it's not really clear how nominations are made to the committee. And then,
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Cash. Yeah.
so it's not very clear how nominations are made to the committee. It just says that appointments are made from a majority of the Community Outreach Committee. And then also the number of being limited to 6. That feels a bit low in my mind. I think the Technology Advisory Commission is up to 12, and we're trying to also resurrect a recreation advisory committee, and I think that's at 20 or something like that. So those are my comments here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can by motion appoint a person as chairperson or anybody from your committee. And once a motion is on the floor, it would be seconded. And then by majority vote, I believe that's how that person would become. I think that's how we even did it with the Lay Finance Committee.
Yeah, when I was talking to Mr. Bryan about this, we crafted it like the Lay Finance Committee. The number, we can talk about it, in the meeting here today, but it's exactly like the Lake Finance Committee where you do it within the committee itself.
Ms. Weiser?
I have an issue with it,
Okay.
not with sustainability, but the way this was written. It doesn't necessarily follow the rest. If I'm reading this correctly, the committee appoints the Sustainability Committee, and that's it. I have a sensitivity about the Sustainability Committee because a number of residents wanted to be on that committee and were denied being able to be on it. And this is almost a closed process within that committee. The lay finance does come to council for approval. There's nothing about that. There's no secondary thing in this, the way it was written. And I would agree 6 might be a low number, that I agree with. But I think that in light of the fact that we do have some residents who still have some sensitivities about this committee and not being afforded the opportunity to participate in it, who were qualified to be on it, I think we need to be a little more careful.
I was just gonna say, I can speak to Mr. Bryan and look at lay finance and the tech commission in terms of numbers and just to double check. I don't remember, you're probably right, because you looked at it offhand, or you looked at it recently in terms of lay finance that it comes to council. But I want to we'll double check that also, so we can.
That would be good
It's
to
on
know. 'Cause
first reading.
We've added
We've
members.
added
I
members.
think.
I know I've added
recreation-
members without.
recreation is written to come to council.
I just didn't
Okay.
think finance was, but.
So it's
we
on
will
first
take care of
reading,
that.
so I can
Okay.
speak to Mr. Bryan and we
Does
can.
anyone have
update
an
that.
idea of what number we want?
Well, yeah, what do you think, Mr.
I-
King?
I would think at least, keep the up to language, but I think at least doubling it
At
to
12.
12.
That makes sense to me. I think that's fair.
Thank you, Ms. Weiser and Mr. King.
Mhm. Ms. Sachs, you had your hand up?
I'd just like to echo what Councilwoman Weiser said. Thank you.
Okay.
You're bringing back some conversations that residents reached out and were denied the opportunity.
I was denied the opportunity,
It's denied the opportunity also.
but now we will have a seat at the table. Is there any other suggestions or comments on this? It's on first reading, so this will be at the next meeting for our consideration.
I also appreciate that there's a little checks and balances with it coming to council as well, because we represent various groups and parts of the city, and I think the more diverse, better.
I agree.
Thank you, Mr. Sachs.
Okay, we'll move on to item I, ordinance 2026 6-33, amending chapter 278 of the city administrative code relating to the composition and manner of appointment of the Recreation Advisory Committee. This is on first reading tonight, and the sponsor is the mayor. Hand it over to the mayor.
Yes, so I want to double check. There actually is a recreation committee. There has been in the past. Mr. Stokes would like to bring that back, and by code, this is an update here. We already have actually, people have, since Mr. Stokes mentioned it in his committee, we did also our Friday wrap up. We asked for volunteers and people are already emailing in that they want to participate. So the Recreation Committee is important just because it has so many assets that are involved, especially the pool and our parks. So I think this is important.
Would you want to address this at all? No. Mr. Stokes, the chairperson, do you have any comment to add?
The park sprayed. You might have a problem with the sustainability.
Mhm.
I yield.
Okay, it is on first reading, so you can,
I might have some later.
go ahead, Ms. Sachs.
I think for the same reasons, you know, to open it up to residents from all parts of the city and in number and to come to council as well would be fantastic. Could only benefit.
I do think 20 people is too much.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you have to have 20
Right.
people.
Yeah. Well, the way I'm getting these emails, it might be 20 people.
Okay, letter J, resolution 2026-34, authorizing the mayor to enter into an owner's representative agreement with RFC Contracting LLC for the police and fire station project. It's being introduced by the mayor and myself. I'll just give you some history on this. I didn't realize this went back as far as 2024, but when we did a request for qualifications for companies, we were looking for an owner's representative to assist us with the, at the time, the police, the fire, the service building, and the city hall to do owner's representation work. RFC Contracting LLC was the firm that was selected by the facilities committee to undertake the owner's representation role. They submitted a proposal to us, and the proposal, which is in the packet here, has two different sections of work. There's pre-construction work, so that's during the design phase, and then there's construction services, so they'll be assisting us during the construction administration phase. The total of their fee amounts to about 1.8% of the construction cost, which is good. Mr. Chuney from GPD Group, when he did the estimate for the facilities at the time, was estimated at 50 million, but the owner's rep services was estimated at 3% of construction costs. So this came in under the estimate. And of course, we're not doing a $50 million project anymore, but this is based on the $17 million estimated cost of construction. And already Mr. Riachi, who's the owner of RFC Contracting, has been engaged with the city. He's been coming to a couple of the facilities meetings, met with the mayor and myself a number of times. That's been very helpful. And so we are looking forward to formalizing this into a contract now. Is there anything you would like to add?
He's been working without getting.
He has not been getting paid since 2024. Yeah, Ms. Weiser?
Is the facilities committee still meeting?
No.
No. Okay, thank you.
The only thing that I wanted to add is we are still moving forward. We have multiple grants that are in play right now at the federal level. And we are interviewing the architect of record shortly as well. So the process is still moving, and that's something that we don't want to lose momentum on. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the funding to continue as well. But either way, we would still have to keep that momentum up between the owner's rep and the architect. We have to start moving on their contracts. So.
Yeah. And since we don't have anybody on staff that can do this type of work, we need an owner's rep. Somebody that really just has our back when dealing with constructability issues.
Yeah, and you know, I've mentioned this before. I've worked, you know, obviously not as in the capacity that Mr. Rock has, but on many large scale projects. And the owner's rep really has the interest of the organization that they're representing. And they're the ones that are going out and making sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed in terms of what the contractors and subcontractors are doing. There's no way that somebody inexperienced is able to oversee all of that.
And furthermore, I've actually worked with Mr. Riachi in my capacity as an architect in years past. I don't work with him anymore, but at my previous firm, I've had experience with him, and he's excellent. He's tough. He holds the architect accountable, the contractor accountable, and he's got the owner's back. So I was impressed with him in the interview stage, and I think his quote is fair. Mr. Wiseman?
Mr. Vice Mayor, you said there were drawings attached in our materials. I don't see.
I'm sorry, the contract attached. It was in an email from the
The
clerk.
separate email from the clerk.
And what exactly I haven't opened email, but what exactly are we approving this? I don't see an amount of money, or are we talking about redoing the entire municipal complex?
This was based on the police and fire totaling a $17 million construction estimate.
There was a Saturday email.
Saturday.
22.
88. The attachment. That's the amount.
And the contract's not gonna go up if we exceed that cost unless it gets over 22 million and extends in length beyond
The 16 month.
timeframe.
So the consultant shall be paid 95,000 for its services for the design and pre-construction services, which is about $9,500 per month, assuming it's 10 months. And then during construction phase services, they will be paid 224,000 in installments of $14,000 per month.
Sorry, what was the date of this email?
The email was from Saturday at 10:22 a.m.
When it says council packet?
It's on page 50.
So
There's
we
a
got
separate
second
attachment.
Council packet.
Yeah.
And what exactly are we building?
This is for the police and fire station.
But we're not obligated to proceed with the second phase, so if we get to the design phase and pause, we're not paying them until we start the construction phase.
So at this point, the architect of record will be engaged. First, we're doing interviews on April the 10th. There are 3 firms that were pre-qualified, pre-selected to be interviewed. The successful firm will enter into a contract with the city. The owner's rep then will be, their services would begin. Hopefully design will start right away because we are estimating 10 months for design, which is quick. That's design and design development, construction documents, and sent to permitting and out for bid. If the bids are not favorable towards us, the project could pause. And at that point, their services would pause as well.
And he is planning on being at the interviews on the
Right.
10th and participating in that all-day process.
Any other questions? Is there a motion to approve entering into the, authorizing the mayor to enter into the owner's representative agreement?
I do have a question.
Yes.
So you said he's been working since 2024 without being paid at all.
Wasn't a lot of work being done, but he
Okay.
has participated in a couple meetings.
Oh. So
Do you
he's
know-
just gonna let that all fall into this. And he's not going,
I could just tell you from my experience, he is very fair. And the fact that he's allowing the construction costs to go up another $5 million before changing his fee is unheard of. So from the project cost of 17 million to 22 million, his fee would remain the same.
that's good.
I can tell you architects do not play that nicely.
Okay.
No.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Stokes, seconded by Ms. Sacks. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser,
Aye.
Mr. King.
Aye.
Mr. Sacks.
Aye.
Mr. Rock.
Aye.
Ms. Marshall. Aye. Mr. Wiseman,
No.
Mr. Stokes.
Yeah,
Okay, letter K, ordinance 2026-35, establishing the salary range and pay rate range for non-bargaining unit employees and declaring an emergency. This is presented on emergency this evening. And Mayor, are you the sponsor of this?
Yeah, I can speak about it.
Okay.
So as I was reviewing, some salary ranges, some, department, setups, I noticed that there was no part-time service rate in our salary range. After speaking with the finance director, we found that there used to be. And after the many iterations, we're talking a while back, it somehow got deleted. So we need to put this back into the salary ordinance.
And just to confirm, it's just the highlighted ranges on the table, correct?
Only part-time, yeah, it's only the part-time service employees.
that
Full-time, right?
are not being, are not, there's nothing that establishes any rate for them.
Because there's a full-time maintenance lands and building that's highlighted as well.
It's just the part-time piece.
So just the first line,
I
and the
only-
second?
Just opening it.
Yeah.
It's just the part-time. Maintenance part-time, that's what it says.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ms. Weiser?
Mayor, is there a reason that this is on emergency since it's not been noticed all this time?
Well, we have two part-time service employees and technically
Have
they're
they
not
been
allowed to be
getting
hired.
paid? Have they been getting
Yes,
paid?
they've been getting paid, but not legally. So there's nowhere in any,
I understand that. I just wondered why it was on emergency if this had been going on for so long.
I just think for,
It was just identified.
Yeah.
So we want to recognize
Ah, so it's you, Carrie. Okay,
between us.
okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Does it change their rate, their pay rate, the two part-time people?
so it's a range between $20 and $30. So
So what
they're
they
in
get
that
paid?
range.
But they could potentially change their.
Yes, it could potentially change.
Is there a motion to suspend the rules?
So moved.
Second,
Motion by Ms. Sacks, seconded by Ms. Weiser to suspend the rules. The clerk, please call roll.
Ms. Weiser?
aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
And is there a motion to approve ordinance 2026-35 on emergency?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Marshall. Is there a second? I'll second. Any discussion on the motion? No, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Aye. Okay, letter L, resolution 2026-36. This is a resolution authorizing the mayor to enter into a memorandum of understanding with the Cuyahoga County Board of Health and the City of University Heights Authority and consent to provide Phase 2 stormwater services in 2026 to 2030. Mr. Pennington. go ahead.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. This is just a memorandum of understanding with the Cuyahoga County, continuing on within a previous agreement we've had with the county to perform stormwater services for us. This agreement allows us to continue to receive their support as well as the information where they do their inspections and provide us with information and training in regards to our EPA MS4 report. This MOU would be signed by the mayor and would be submitted to the county to continue on with the agreement that we've had for years past.
Does anybody have any questions?
So
Ms. Weiser?
at one point in this, it says at no cost. And then at the end, it says 23,000. Where did I see? I just saw that. I may have misunderstood it. Are they, this is a actual annual contract or is it a memorandum of understanding?
Memorandum of understanding.
So,
Yeah, I see it says section 1. I didn't see that before.
yeah, section 1 reads, authorizes the mayor to do it or an agreement substantially similar for the provision of services in return for compensation in the amount of 23,100 per year. So if it's a memorandum of understanding, it's no cost, but if it is, which is it? Maybe that's what I'm asking.
No, I did not see that. We should table that and get a clear
Yeah.
understanding of that.
I don't see what.
See it either.
I don't see it at all.
It says at the end,
It's the last page,
the last page.
section
Section
1,
Page 75 packet.
page 1.
Of
section-
Mr. Chair.
It's on page 5.
the resolution?
Oh,
or the-
Yeah.
The resolution.
Of the resolution.
Michael
Ms.
Bivens.
Copper, you have a,
I do. Didn't we pass something and it was with them already that was $17,825. Because that's 23,100 divided by, like, that's 8 months, this is
Was that
9 months.
prorated?
The
It's
others.
prorated?
Okay, so this is a different, this is the storm, okay.
Yes, this is an MOU for the.
Oddly, the same amount then, okay.
I just
Kelly
gasped.
fixed that.
Sorry.
No, thank you for catching that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Mr. King?
Yeah, there's something, I think there's something wrong with the packet here, because, yeah, the ordinance is with the Cuyahoga, or the, yeah, the memorandum of understanding is with the Cuyahoga Board of
I
Health.
see what you're saying.
And then what's on page 75,
Mhm.
he's talking about soil and water district.
Yeah.
Do we just have an extra page?
Right.
Just
Miss
didn't
Thomas,
catch,
do you
yeah,
have-
I
You
didn't
have
see
some
that.
copies? She's not. The actual.
That's almost, how much was the contract for soil and water?
There's two. There's two separate.
$10 amount.
One has an amount, one doesn't have an amount.
Right.
Page 70.
I think it's an extra piece of paper.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see that originally. And it
it's
still
different
says section
organization.
1, 2, and 3 with no dollar amount there.
Yes, it looks like they accidentally added the, page for the soil and water at the end of this, packet.
But they sent it to us?
Yes, they did send it over. They used the same agreement that,
Bless you.
a modification to the agreement with soil and water for their work. And it appears that the last page is, soil and water, information from before.
I'm
Whereas
just,
the MOU goes through page 4.
okay. But it also reads page 4 of 5, and I just
Yeah,
am a little nervous with page 5 reading $23,000. That's all.
I agree. Mr. King?
So can we make a motion to strike page 5?
Right, because that doesn't.
Just for clarification's sake?
Right.
I will make that motion.
And I'll second it.
And correct it to say there's four, the pages to say page whatever of 4.
Yes,
So it should be 4.
Motion.
So that's your motion?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Weiser to strike page 5 and resequence the pages so that it's 4 pages and reads 104, 204, 304, and 404.
The what is page?
So that's a motion to do that. That's not a motion to approve.
Correct.
So we're gonna evaluate that separately.
Amend, would that be a motion to amend?
It would.
There you go.
Okay, so there's a motion to amend. Roll on that. Okay. Mrs. Thomas, will you call the roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Weiser? Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Is there any further discussion or is there a motion to approve resolution 2026?
So moved.
As amended.
As amended.
Second.
Okay, motion by Mr. King, seconded by Ms. Sacks. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Okay, that passes. Letter M, motion authorizing permission to seek bids for the purchase of 2 Kubota refuse vehicles. Mr. Pennington, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. Again, with the budget as we had approved for this year, we were looking to purchase 1 Kubota vehicle to replace the aging vehicle in the fleet. We've had another vehicle have a mechanical failure that we are looking to replace at this time as well. Mayor Weiss indicated that there is additional money within the budget that can be utilized for the second Kubota purchase, and we are asking council to authorize bids for the purchase of the Kubotas that would be retrofitted by our mechanics to be placed into service.
Any discussion on this? This is the motion to seek the bids.
Mr. Chair, I just want to verify 50,000 for both.
Total,
Yeah.
correct.
So move.
Okay,
Second.
motion by Ms. Weiser, seconded by Ms. Sacks. This is to seek bids. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Letter N, motion authorizing entering into a contract with Harris Concrete and Masonry LLC for the removal and restoration of the masonry for the removal and installation of the municipal swimming pool equipment in an amount not to exceed $4,500. Mr. Pennington, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you. As we are looking to install the boilers and sand filter tanks at the pool, it came to our attention that the outer masonry of the pool was installed after the original tanks were placed in there. In doing so, the opening is 6 inches narrower than the tanks that we have going in. So in order to perform the installation of these tanks, Harris would be looking to remove a portion of the masonry wall to allow us to install the new tanks, remove the old equipment and install the new tanks, and then restore the masonry upon completion.
Discussion on this?
When you got the bid, they didn't know this? Did they give a bid? They bidded for this, I'm assuming.
What's that?
Did they bid for this?
They provided us a quote on this.
So when they provided the quote, they didn't see this when they were providing the quote?
Well, no, this work was separate. This was something that was identified as we were going through for the installation of the remaining equipment. At that time, we sought a masonry contractor to give us a price for the work for the masonry that needed to occur. The amount is below what the mayor would need to, or what the mayor could authorize. However, with that and the next item on the agenda being above the mayor's authorized spending level, we came to council with both items.
No comment, Ms. Weiser?
Mr. Stokes was not on council last year when we went through at the end of the year. At the end of the year, we chose to install double boilers instead of a single boiler. And that equipment was paid for. Or appropriated, the money was appropriated for that. The installation fees were discussed, but at no time was a firm estimate given us by the service department. There was sort of a rough ballpark, and it was going to be, if I remember correctly, estimated as we got closer and they actually had to start doing the installation. So I would assume both items then, Mr. Pennington, are real items now
They are.
based on the contractor with the double boiler coming in to replace a single boiler, now being able to evaluate exactly what has to be done.
Yes, and with the next item on the agenda,
Yeah.
will be the 2 boilers, the sand filtration tanks, all the plumbing work that's necessary for that, the labor, crane rental, and a number of other things will be associated with that portion of the work. This particular item on the agenda is just for masonry to get the old equipment out and the new equipment in the opening.
And Mrs. Saxon, I can verify that that particular room that a lot of this equipment is going in is very small and was built to handle the one type of boiler, and now is going to have to cover a lot more. There were rather extensive repairs required for the pool in order, and the key is to get it open. Hopefully, Memorial Day is coming. We don't have much time.
Thank you, Ms. Weiser. Any other comment?
We're just talking now about the $4,500
Yeah.
charge.
Yeah, that's all.
There a motion to approve authorizing to enter into a contract with Harris Concrete Masonry.
So move.
Motion by Ms. Weiser. Is there a second?
I'll second.
A second by Ms. Sacks. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Now, letter O, this is the motion authorizing entering into the contract with Package Boiler Systems and HVAC Incorporated for the repair of the municipal swimming pool with a total amount not to exceed $169,418.88 and to waive the requirement of seeking bids.
Okay, but
Anyway,
this one here is the one that hurts a little bit. When we originally looked at the equipment that was needing to be acquired for the pool, one of the things that did not come into account was with the new boilers that were being placed in, needing additional new stack material for the venting of these boilers. That new equipment itself is part of this $169,000, which is $50,418.88. In order to do the additional work that needs to occur there's also a crane rental that needed to occur to get the tanks back behind the pool and remove the other equipment of $17,500. Electrical work in the amount of $6,200. Some startup of the equipment as well as some training of our staff, $3,000. And then labor, equipment removal and disposal that totaled $92,300. This one here, I will admit, when I went into the process as we were looking at things last fall, I did not anticipate the amount coming anywhere near this total. As such, what we looked at in the budget was substantially less than this. And that was a failure on my part when it came to the estimate that we received for this. Unfortunately, due to the time frame we have, this estimate does appear to be good. This company is qualified in what they do, and attempting to bid this process out at this time would result in us not opening the pool on time this season. And at this point, I reluctantly have to agree to make the recommendation to award a contract to Package Boiler Systems and HVAC in the amount of the $169,418.88 to allow for the installation of this equipment.
Mayor.
Yeah, thank you, Vice Mayor. One thing, I just want to mention two things. Number one is in terms of the equipment, not just Mr. Pennington, but I also emailed and spoke to the pool equipment company to ensure delivery and to make them understand that we must have this within the next 4 weeks. And they did assure in writing that we would have that. Secondly, I spoke with Ms. Kopfer and we are going to, and Mr. Pennington, we're going to forego the front loader, which is $180,000 in the budget to make sure that we have room to pay for this $170,000 item. So the front loader will not be purchased this year.
Mr. Stokes?
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mr. Pennington. My question is, what was the original quote that we received?
We did not receive a quote until very recently to where we came to council with this.
Original estimate was 30,000.
The estimate was prepared by me as $30,000 by taking a percentage of the costs of the equipment that we had purchased last fall, that we ordered last fall. Unfortunately, I was way off on that estimate.
Hey, $120,000, $30,000 off. So how did you come up with the 30,000 versus 169?
The question.
As I said, I looked at the equipment we were purchasing, took a percentage of that cost. I'm not a pool expert by any means. I was trying to come up with a number as a placeholder in the budget that would get us something what I anticipated being within the ballpark of the cost. And I was not anywhere near what that was.
So it's some stuff you just wouldn't have known. I understand that.
Right.
But you could have done research on the crane service because that's 17,500. And that alone is over half and you haven't put anything into the pool.
You're correct.
I mean, one thing I will note is if it was an accurate estimate, we'd still be in the same position of having to purchase this with the pool needing to be open in a few weeks. So it's just a matter of what would we have foregoed in the budget back then versus now. Yes, Marshall.
So another question that I have is, could we have, or Mr. Pennington have acted on this sooner? Which could have avoided us being in a crunch like this, even though basically he could have found this same information out sooner. We probably could have addressed the issue another way sooner. Because now I want to know, how is it going to affect us that we're not going to get the front loader? How does that affect us if we apparently needed it or we would not have approved it? So now if we're going to forego that in order to get this equipment, how does that affect us?
Mr. Pennington, do you have that?
Right now, I talked to our mechanic. We can make the backhoe, the front end loader, work a little longer with what we have. We will make do with the equipment we have, and we will go forward. As far as getting the estimate earlier, I brought the estimate to you as soon as I had it available from the installation company.
So if that current front loader breaks down, then what?
We will have to assess what we need to do, whether it be rent or lease something. And at that time, we will have to come to council on that, as we would have to do with our front end loader or any of our other pieces of equipment we have in the department.
Mr. Stokes?
Thank you. This is problematic to me because if you're making these type of large scale mistakes in estimates on stuff like this, which is important, and everything you're doing is important, what else are you making these large scale mistakes at in regards to these finances?
I will answer you right here. First of all, in my 26, 27 years of experience, this is the first time I've come up with anything that I've been that far off on. And I don't take it lightly. It's not something I enjoy, and it's not something I wanted to bring to council, but it is in fact where we're at right now. And we are going to have to install the equipment or not open the pool. And we're at that point right now.
Ms. Weiser?
Okay. I hear what you're saying. I would hesitate to attack someone. I think Mr. Pennington has, in my experience on council, been well within ranges on his estimates that he has presented to us. We are all human. However, the real thing we all need to remember is this. The pool was neglected for 8 years. And it was neglected not because the service department neglected it, but because that administration did not provide the backing for the service department to do what it needed. And what happened at the end of last year was what will happen when you let equipment that runs a pool just sort of limp along for 8 years. The disaster that Mr. Pennington is dealing with that pool this year is substantial. And I, for one, am not going to take him to task. I may not be happy about it, but I also understand the circumstances that created it. And overall, quite frankly, I'm happy to say there are times when I get unhappy with anybody. And there are times when I've been unhappy with Mr. Pennington, and he and I have talked about it. But as far as ballparking things, he has been exceptionally close.
The good thing is Mr. Pennington just admitted that he's no expert on pools.
Mhm.
In the future, I hope that knowledge leads Mr. Pennington to reach out to an expert instead of having to guess or guesstimate. That's important, I believe. So it's good that you acknowledge that you're not an expert. So to avoid something like this in the future, you reach out to the experts.
Mr. Wiseman?
Yeah, so my issue is with what's before us, not with how we got here. And I have a problem approving a contract of this amount with literally 2 paragraphs of information. I'm not so worried about the backhoe. I'm a little worried about the pool, but I would like to know what our practical options are. This is where I'm coming from. This isn't my money. It's somebody else's money, and I don't take it lightly just to say, oh, no problem, spend $170,000, because I don't know what the options are. I don't know how long a bid can take. I have a problem having this kind of expenditure with what I call no justification in front of us. So if the law director could tell us how long can we do a shortened bid? How long would a bid process take? Could we have some professional look at this contract and look at the work that has to be done to tell us it's at least within a certain amount? That would make me more comfortable. As it stands before, I can't vote for this. So if 6 people are going to vote for it, then go ahead. But my problem is if we have a contract for $16,000 to be taken out for bid, now we have 10 times that amount, and we're saying, well, people need to swim. So that's why I sort of draw a line. It's April 6th. We got time before May comes in. We're not even sure the tanks are going to be ready anyway. So I would like to know what our options are in terms of what we can do rather than approve this now to justify this expenditure.
Go ahead, Mayor.
So the equipment's coming in 3 weeks. That's documented in an email. Mr. Pennington, can you just discuss how you got to package boiler systems, why you feel that they should be a sole source for us?
They are an expert in the boilers for the pool system, and they've been our contractor that we've utilized for inspection and maintenance of the previous boilers for years and years and years prior to my arrival here at the city. They are an expert in what they do, and they are more than qualified to do this work. I understand where you're coming from, Councilman Wiseman. And I don't disagree with you to some extent. However, if we want to open that pool in time, the only way we can do it is with this. Otherwise, we go out to bid, we're another month off. And then by the time we get the contractor mobilized and contract awarded, and then the equipment installed, we've probably lost a quarter to a third of our pool season.
I mean, the only other thing that I want to tell council, and, Ms. Kopfer was with me when I spoke to Mr. Pennington. We did not take this lightly. We had a very long discussion about the error, but also, and Mr. Pennington did take responsibility for this as he did today. And this was something I don't think we've ever come. I mean, since I've been on council, I don't know, Mr. Rock, if you even remember that we've ever had something that had such a short time frame that we needed something that we had to not go out for bid.
Right. And
So,
to think about it, the pool season's a short time frame in itself. So to lose a third of that we're talking a whole month. And so that's problematic. Ms. Sachs?
Thank you. Thank you to everyone for your comments. This is a good discussion to have. The difference between this surprise and past years of surprises on emergency this was a surprise. This was something that human mistake. I have voted against. I voted no on much less that just came to us on emergency because our backs were against the wall, because, things were just left to the last minute for whatever reason, time and time again. And so I see a differentiation here of honest human error. It's a lot of money. It's surprising, but I think there's been good discussion here, and I don't expect something like this to happen again. So thank you.
And Mr. Pennington, if other firms were to bid on this type of work, I mean, what kind of range would you foresee in pricing? It seems.
I would expect them all to be somewhere near this, particularly with the 50,000 in the equipment for the
The stack. I apologize. With that being said, just with the labor and having to move stuff in, move the stuff out, do all the plumbing work that's associated with that, we're talking 10-inch pipes that we're having to remove and replumb throughout this building in order to get these tanks in and out. I would not expect there to be much deviation in price between package boiler and anyone else that might bid on this. And I'm not sure that due to the size of the equipment we're dealing with, we would even get other bidders. I can't say we would, I can't say we wouldn't, but we may be, if we were to go out to bid, we may be in the same spot here a month from now.
That's what I was thinking. Sachs.
Just a technical thing. Keep saying front loader, but it says back.
Back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Anybody else? Mr. Pennington, I would appreciate you taking ownership in the miscalculation of the budget item. Appreciate you bringing that, and I appreciate you willing to forego the backhoe purchase so that we can stay within budget for the department. And it is important. And so I think under these circumstances and under the circumstances the pool has to be open in a matter of weeks, I'd like to see this happen. So I will make a motion to authorize entering into the contract with Package Boiler System in an amount not to exceed $169,418.88 and to waive the requirements for seeking bids. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Weiser. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall?
Aye.
Mr. Wiseman?
Nay.
Mr. Stokes?
Nay.
Motion passes. Letter P, authorization of the purchase of 3 replacement APX 6500 LI mobile radios and associated service agreements, mounts, programming, speakers, antennas from Motorola Solutions under the State of Ohio contract 534628 in a total amount of $19,098.87. Chief Rogers, you have the floor.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. We currently have 3 cruisers in the field with Motorola mobile radios that are now beyond their end of life in terms of service and maintenance. These radios are mounted in cruisers and allow for officers to communicate with each other, to communicate with dispatch, and are required for officers to be dispatched to service calls in the field. These are routine replacements, and I respectfully request authorization for the purchase of these mobile radios, related equipment and services in the total amount of $19,098.87.
Questions, comments? Mayor, go ahead.
Yeah, the only thing I did want to say is, after speaking with Chief Rogers, these radios actually have gone up substantially in price. They used to never come to council because they were under the mayor's spending limit. That's why you've never seen.
I was gonna say, I don't know.
Everything's
Right.
going up in price.
Thank you, Mayor.
Great. Any other comments? Your motion to authorize the purchase in an amount not to exceed $19,098.87.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Marshall, seconded by Mr. King. Any discussion on the motion? If not, will the clerk please call roll?
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
Aye.
Motion passes. Letter Q, motion to enter executive session for the purpose of discussing legal proceedings, personnel and real estate matters. Now, I am aware by Ms. Marshall's motion that we will enter into executive session for the purpose of,
It would be pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22 G3, to consult with the city's legal representative about a pending legal dispute, specifically the grievance with the service department.
okay. And is there any other topics to discuss in executive session this evening? Okay, so is there a motion to enter executive session for that purpose?
So moved.
Motion by Ms. Marshall, second by Ms.
Second.
Weiser. Clerk, please call roll.
Ms. Weiser?
Aye.
Mr. King?
Aye.
Mrs. Sacks?
Aye.
Mr. Rock?
Aye.
Ms. Marshall? Aye. Mr. Wiseman?
Aye.
Mr. Stokes?
And we are going to go into executive session. We will move into the adjacent room. Folks in the audience can stay, or I'm not sure we'll have any business to conduct on that agenda item after the meeting as we're just discussing it, but if you choose to stay, we'll come back into this room for a regular session at the conclusion of our discussion in there. And then after that, we will go into the committee reports. Yeah, Mr. Penny.
I said you too.
Yeah, I'm gonna need, yeah, I'll do the section. Yeah.
I just feel like I would, like, we're all so rushed though.
Yeah. These are wonderful places to go and stuff.
Yeah. I think that was my sister.
Yeah, yeah. That's smart. I was always lucky because. You did. Hey, mother, you know, so. Wait, I think. I love the chaos. It's like, you like the peace and quiet, yeah. No, it's funny. I went to, my son-in-law's, brother's house, which, so that they knew.
Well, I guess my sister's good.
Yeah, I know, so. Yeah. Let's make potatoes and make sure that you get casserole. That's my job. Every. Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah. Is it actually? You know?
You know, it does get.
So glad they had kind of a little earlier.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have it. Okay, the event is from 2 to 7. You're out at 11.
start cleaning up around.
Right. All right, we'll take off. Oh, yeah, I'm leaving. I just had to finish my email. No worries. No, I don't, yeah. All right, thanks.
Next year's, I see. That'll happen. That in fairness. And yeah, it's only. Right? I feel like the first one is not like. I think I'll be right. Yeah. Here you go. Okay. Well, you're I see the back. I got a break on that. I saw the ambulance. I've been seeing there's a ton. Yes. And then. Wash away because. Right. Was done. No. That day. I see. Well, I do. And so, I think we surprised us. I got a new stage, so. It would drain, it's right, it's better downtown and right here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm reading. I see it. I'm really impressed with me. Like, obviously, I was over after that. Well, I mean, we learned about it. Yeah. Yeah. There. Oh, yeah. Jeez. Totally. Sweet that. Yeah. Oh, these are nice. I think it's if you use final thing. Created that, created music, and all sorts of different it was so the quality was down. The number of ones this time meant there were there's apparently national police bill. So it's very, smart to stage. They had some. It actually seemed like the high school one
So, yeah, I'm very interested. In this. Very interesting. I can tell you. That's what I'm thinking. He's decided that, you know. He's been very excited. So, he's on the side of the farm. Staring things. This thing, and so I don't know, and the house party. So he is running very good. I'm just into like I. And the other grown-ups are standing around, and they're not participating. And then not. It's not. I'm talking about it. That's. I'll just talk about it. Opinions on these. There's ones like this. Challenge. Adaptation. Capture. It was hard to just talk about this. Interesting state. Each. Yes, my great nephew. So it's obviously not legal. And then there's somebody up there. And some will be in various teams where they were. Like that. And they did.
Oh, yeah, I'm married to a red beard. That's what your other, they take care of me. Okay. Oh. Such a beautiful. There we go, we're all going. The world will never know. And then when
suddenly like their songs. It's just. I'll have yourself, you know, it's on. Chill. Feel back and forth. Sorry. Maybe she's going to be. Oh, no, she's on so many. And she's fun, her life is fun to figure. Not her. Yeah, I said, yeah. Get here, sir. It's very. What's a great word? You understand that. Like you be area. Oh, another great thing she's. You just person again. No cow. Yes. And it's exciting to see. Then they. Options. It's not an unreasonable thing to do. Yeah, sometimes. It's, especially if you're on your keyboard. And we're so impressed with her fine motor skills that she's still got to do. My live. I am. Like, what a gentleman. Yes, I recognized last week. Right, ended up. That we had. Before I got to make up with it. I didn't have it. This is when you look forward to the no, just I also. But yeah, also made. I think she. I think she also should.
You know, there's a charming music go down. So determined, such a strong sense of eventually bring itself. There will probably be. He's very much sufficient. Like the tripping smell. I think, like, once you go to. Is definitely. She's a teenager, she's. But it's gonna be different. So anymore. Now, it was. It's very great. This attempts to act in kindergarten from. Oh God, stop, you did another incredibly. Key. Our screen time policy. And antagonize. And he's just. So she just decided to research. It's so exciting because there are cured on the. And thankfully, this is his first exposure. People with any knowledge. So, first thing, once again, this very. Yes, I like arts. I like it. I'll show you. That's distillation. Yeah.
Get something for your question. So now. At first. Hey, girl. Council meeting. No, but they're in executive session, so I'm just waiting for them to come out of executive session. What's that? Mhm. 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 This one. Mhm.
Mm-hmm. I think it's really. And if it's peacefully along. Like him. Mention that, I mean, beer and. And then that. Has to be. Like, yeah. So like. It's on. Japanese. I'm not really. Well, I mean, he's here. We're coming back, I gotta go.
Okay, is there a motion to exit executive session, enter general session? The time is 9:45 PM. The motion by Ms. Marshall. Who was the second?
Second.
Seconded by Ms. Weiser. Clerk, please call roll.
Ms. Weiser,
Aye.
Mr. King,
Aye.
Mr. Sacks,
Hi.
Mr. Rock,
Aye.
Ms. Marshall. Aye. Mr. Wiseman.
Aye.
And we're going to move on to committee reports, starting with building and housing. Councilperson Weiser.
I didn't say anything.
Oh.
Mr. Stokes.
Aye.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Building and,
We need to recount.
Speed.
We're still.
go ahead.
Building and housing will meet before council. The next council meeting in agenda will be forthcoming. We still have a number of things to take care of. The mayor and I talked very briefly today, and I guess the contract came back. The bid came back on sidewalk repair for the ones that are uplifted substantially lower than the 50,000 we budgeted. So I don't know if you want to go ahead with that or wait until we talk about it, or that has to come to us anyways, 30
Yeah, I mean, I think
Yeah.
the committee will make the
recommendation.
recommendation to go to.
So
council,
that
but
would be
it's a,
top of the list.
yeah, no,
Yay.
it's a really good outcome.
Thank you, Mayor.
That's all. Community outreach.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I've asked the clerks of council to send out a poll for